So, yeah. Hi, everyone. Good morning. We are in our third class for our course Java Part 1. Greetings from Mercy Technologies. So, let's start our class for today. Just give me a second. Let's start our class for today. So, this will be a continuation session to whatever we have learned as part of our yesterday's class. So, uh, good to see people who practiced, and I would expect the students to continue their practice so that you'd gain confidence day by day. So let's directly jump into the class 3. So what are we learning as part of today's class? So let's try to be very clear on our agenda for today. Okay, so what is the agenda? So what is the agenda? Give us a second. So what is our agenda for today? So we will be learning about printing various literals. Okay, so we'll be learning about printing various literals. Yesterday we have already done that. Okay, it is just a connection. You'll be learning a new letter or a new keyword or a new jargon called as literals in Java. Okay, so you'll be learning about printing various literals. And when I say printing various literals, there are different type of literals. Okay, so there are various types of literals, which is string literals. By the way, if you do not know what is a literal, yes, I will be telling that to you in this class as we move further. Okay, so one is a string literal and the other is integer literal. Let me just copy this and then paste it over here. We'll be learning about printing integer literals, and then we will be learning about printing float literals, and we will be learning about character literals. Char is nothing but it is a short form of the character literals. The character literals. So these are printing various literals. Okay. So like we will be even learning more about printing the combination. Okay. Combination of literals. So there are various combinations of literals. Just give me a second. Let me correct the side headings. See. And so what are the various combination of literals? I will say arithmetic, arithmetic expressions, then Boolean expressions, and the last one is arithmetic expressions plus string. So it is the last one is arithmetic expressions plus string. So do not get carried away, do not get scared because of this many things that we are learning today. These are side headings. By the way, everything is self-explanatory. I'll be doing all these things slowly. We would be writing more code today in our class to make yourself more comfortable than what we felt yesterday. Okay, than what we felt yesterday. So I would straight away jump into, I will straight away jump into creating a new class. Okay, just give me a second. Creating a new Java class. Yesterday, we had this folder, right? I created this folder. Just give me a second. I'll go to my desktop and I have Mercy 2025. So you can see these are my class notes. Yesterday, I just had, I taught you the first Java program and nothing else. Okay, I taught you the first Java program and nothing else, right? Today, I want to teach you the first program that we are going to learn for today. Okay, it's the same simple program. Let's continue to whatever we have learned from yesterday. One is language. I need to go to J. I need to go to Java. Okay. So here I want to write my class. I'll say class. Please support. Okay. This is the max class. I'll say my program one. So I have created a new class and I'm calling it as my program one. I have opened the parenthesis, closed the parenthesis. Okay. Opened the parenthesis and closed the parenthesis. Yesterday I told you we need to write public static void main. Okay. So so I will say string array of arguments. Okay, string array of arguments. So I have public static void main string array of arguments. So I want to print a string literal. Yesterday we have printed my first Java program, right? So I just want to print one string literal over here. So I could say system dot out dot println. So here I would like to put printing string, maybe I'll call it as capital P, printing string literal, sorry, literal one. So simple. This is a public static void main string array of args, and I'm just saying printing string literal one. This is a very simple program. I want to run this program. There are different steps, right? Different steps that we have already seen yesterday. Let's quickly go to the class number one. We were able to write the Java program, which we have already done. Now we need to save it, compile it, and run it. Let's do these steps one by one. Okay, so here first I have to save it, right? For that, I need to copy my class name. I just say copy, and here file, save as, and in Mercy 2025, I want to remove this one, right click, I have pasted it, and I say dot Java. So I created a new Java file. I'm calling it as my program one. Let me go to Mercy 2025 folder, and you can see my program one that is created on 8/2. Okay, which is just now. It is created. We are very good. Now I have written the Java code. Let me compile it and let me run it. Okay, so for that, let me close this CMD. So I need to go to Mercy 2025. As I have already told you yesterday, I have to click over here and need to type CMD, which means it is a way to get the command prompt. I have increased the font so that you would be able to understand what I try to teach. So here, what is the command for compilation? Java C class name dot Java. Okay, Java C class name dot Java. So when I do this, there is no error or nothing whatsoever. Okay, so there should be a dot class file that needs to get created. Let's see if that is happening or not. Yes. So previously, only let me sort it by the date modified. Okay. Previously, there was only Java file. Now a new class file also got created, which is very good. Now I want to run this. I'll say Java and then class name. This is my command to run the Java program. This is the last step in seeing the output. When I say enter, and you can see we are printing the string literal one. So this is the same program that we have seen. The only thing that changed is instead of printing my first Java program, I have printed printing string literal 1. Printing string literal 1. So we are very clear till now. I want to now tell you what a string literal means. Okay, now you are at least able to see that we have written a program that is similar to whatever we learned it yesterday. So let me give you what is a literal. What is a literal? What is a literal? This is not a Java specific term, by the way. This is not a Java specific term, but this is a general programming term. So I will say, maybe I will say in Java, literal, let me copy this. Literal is a fixed value, or in other words, we call it as constant. In other words, we call it as constant that we directly write in code. So we are directly writing some fixed value or some fixed constant in the code that we call as literal. So which means this is a literal. Okay, whatever is there inside this double quotes is a literal.
I think your screen is not updated. What is literal? That is what I see.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, please reshare it. Yeah.
Should I reshare or is
Yes,
this fine?
yes, yes. Please reshare.
Okay. Let me stop and I have shared it again. Kindly confirm if you are able to see. Okay. Yeah, I see the
Okay,
reactions coming.
okay. Then it's good. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So what we have done is we have written a program that is similar to whatever we have learned yesterday, which is our first Java program, and we are able to learn a new term, or we can say terminology, which is what is a literal. It is a fixed value or a constant that we directly write in the code. In our case, in Java code, if we write any fixed value or a constant, then we call it as literal. And I have already told you there are various types of literals, that we'll be learning as part of our today's class. We have learned about the string literals. One other thing is, let me write it over here. We can print any number of literals. Any number of literals in a Java class. Okay, this is one thing. We can print any number of literals. There is no restriction. You can say print or use. Okay, you can either print or use any number of literals in a Java class. So for this, I just want to modify my current program. Okay, so I just copied this line number 4. Okay, Control C is the way to copy, or the other ways I have to select this text. I'll say right click, copy. So in this way, I'm able to copy and I'm pasting it. I'm pasting it. So I just have pasted it 3 times. Now I can say 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. Okay. Now there are 4 lines that got printed. Okay. So here printing string literal 1, 2, 3, 4. I have written the code for the same. Now I want to print. Or I want to see if my code is serving its purpose in action. So for that, again, I have the same story. I'm going to my console. Okay, I will just say clear. Okay. CLS is the command. Since this is Windows, okay, CLS is it clears everything. It clears everything. So on this console, okay, here what I want to say is Java C. We are compiling our code, by the way. Before we compile, I want to just make sure one thing. What is that? We have my program one, and this is a class file, right? I just want to delete this. Okay, I deleted this. I just clicked on the delete key that is present over my keyboard. I just deleted that. I want to compile my program just once more. I want to compile my program just once more. What is the command? Java C class name.java, right? This is my class name. I'll say right click, copy, and then I'll say class name.java. So when I do it, there is no error. So which means there should be one dot class file that got generated just now, which is 810. Now it is 810, which is good. We are able to do this one. Now I want to run Java my program one. This is the command to run. Yesterday we have learned about all these things. What is the command to run? So when I say enter, now we can see we are able to print the literal 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are able to print 4 literals in a single Java program. There is one rule that I have already told you or written. What is that? We can print any number of literals in a Java class. Okay, let me just highlight this. Okay, so yeah, we can print or use any number of literals in Java class. Okay, so string literals we are able to see. I want to just write value written inside double quotes. Okay, double quotes. When I say double quotes, it is nothing but these two. So whatever is written between or inside this double quotes, that we consider as a string literal. String literal. Now let's quickly go to our program number 2. I'm saying there are some integer literals. So what I actually mean to say by saying integer literals, let me write it. Integer is nothing but a number without decimal point. So a number without a decimal point is called as a integer literal. Okay, a number without a decimal point is called as an integer literal. So I'll say example is 100, 5, let's say 250, etc. So these are nothing but the decimal point numbers. Okay, the decimal point numbers. I mean the numbers without decimal points. So they are called as integers. Now let's quickly create a new class. So that we are able to understand how the printing of integer literals work. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm saying Control N, a new tab will get opened. I want to select my language as Java. I will say class my program 2. So I have written a new class called my program 2. I opened and closed the parenthesis. I want to write public static void main, and inside this I'll just public static void main. So inside this I'll say string array of arguments, args, that is what I say. So open parenthesis and then closed parenthesis, which is fine. So I want to print integer literals. Generally, we as programmers, the moment when I see this code, we are trying to write something from line number 4 to line number 8. Okay, whenever I see, it is all self-explanatory what we are trying to do as part of this code. But it is good that as programmers we add comments in the code. So when I say 2 times // here I say printing string literals. So the moment when I see some comment like this on line number 4, when I come back to this code, let's say after 4 or 5 days or after 10 days, the moment I see this line, I say, oh, fine. I'm printing string literals as part of this code, which is fine. So similarly, I want to add one more comment. I want to add one more comment over here. So I want to say printing integer literals. I'm printing integer literals. By the way, whenever we use 2 forward slashes, that is considered as the commented line. And Java compiler, we have one step, right? Where is Java C and then class name.java. At that time, this line, which is line number 4, is ignored while compilation. By the way, what is compilation? What happens internally when we compile a Java code? All these things I have packed for the next class or the upcoming session. You would be getting crystal clear idea of what compilation is, what .class file is. But for now, you think that as part of our compilation step, this line number 4 will get ignored. Okay, so I want to print integer literals. Okay, I'll say system dot out dot println. So I want to print, for example, let's say 100. Okay, I want to print, for example, let's say 100. So it doesn't have a decimal point, which qualifies it to be an integer literal. Let me save this program. How do we save? It is class name. I just copied the class name. I'll go to file, save as in Mercy 2025. I am pasting the class name and I say .java. So when I do it, I just want to confirm. I will go to Mercy 2025. Mercy 2025, it is my program 2. There is this my program 2. So let me go here. It is my program 2. So I want to compile this. I'll say clear. Okay, I just cleared all my console. I just cleared all my console. I'll say Java C class name.java. So when I do it, let me directly go to my folder, and you can see on 817 a .class file got generated, which is just now. Let me run Java and my program too. This is how we run the program, right? So when I say, you see this, the number called 100 is printing. So as part of my notes, I have written integer literal is nothing but a number without a decimal point. That is called as an integer literal. Example is 100, 5, 250, etc. One more rule that I have written is we can print or use any number of literals in a Java class, right? So let me try to do it. If I can do it for a integer literal also or not. So I'm just copying this line number 5, right click, copy. So here I want to paste, let's say 100. What are the things that we have written? 100, 5 and 250, right? So I'll just say 5 here. Here I will say 250. So when I say there are 3 integer literals, I just say saved it. Control S is the way to save the existing file, or we can say file and then save button. Here control S is not highlighted, right? Because it is already saved. Okay. Yesterday I told you that if I make some modification, there is this red color that comes, and we have to save using control S. Okay. Now I want to run this once more. I'll say clear screen, Java C. What is my class name? Here is my class name. Copy class name.java. So when I do this, I have a compiled file, .class file I'll be getting. And now here I'll say Java and my class name. When I see 100, 5 and 250, 100, 5 and 250. There are 3 integer literals that got printed. It's good that we are learning code slowly, but we are adding some value, or we are learning one by one as we grow or as we do more number of programs. Okay. So I want to say, or I want to tell you what this time we are trying to print floating numbers. So float literals. float literals. Let's see what is a float number. What is a float number? A number with decimal point ending with f. A number with a decimal point ending with f, that is called as a float literal. That is called as a float literal. So let's try to understand what float literal is by adding code. I want to create a new class which I call it as my program 3. So I'll say language. And then Java. So here I will say class my program 3. Okay. So I'll say open and close parenthesis. Here I will say public static void main, and I will say string array of args. Okay, string array of arguments. I opened my parenthesis and closed my parenthesis, which I have done, which I've been doing since quite long. Okay, so here, what is the thing that I need to do? Print float literals. Print float literals. So for that, what should I do? I'll say system dot out dot print ln. So what is a floating point literal, by the way? A number with the decimal point ending with f. So I want to do something like this: 100.5 f. So this is nothing but a floating point literal. Okay, so this is a floating point literal 100.5. I want to copy this class name, save this first file, save as, and then I'm saving this .java. So when I do this, I'm saving this as .java. So for this, after I'm done with this one, I want to clear the screen. Okay, guys, students, if you're not speaking, please go on mute. Purva, please go on mute, please. Okay. Yeah, sure. Now, I should compile. Correct? I should compile. So I'll say Java. C, and then my class name .java. Yes, there is no problem. Now I'll say Java and then my program, and I say enter. So now you can see we are able to print 100.5. We are able to print 100.5, which is very good. We are able to print a floating literal. Now, as I already told you, you can print multiple floating point literals in a single Java program. I would leave it to you. While you practice, you can add more number of system.out.println statements and do more practice by printing more floating point literals, maybe 100.5, 5.5, 250.25, or however is convenient to you. Okay. So now I want to print something called a character literal. So I want to say, what is a character literal? Character literal, any value written in single quote. So whatever is the value that is written inside the single quote, that you call as a character literal. A character literal. Okay. So let me try to write a new program to explain you. I'll say my program. Sorry, it is my program 4. I'll say file new, and here I will select as language Java. I'll say class my program 4. Okay, I'm opening the curly brace, closing the curly brace. Next is I should say public static void main. Inside I should say string array of arguments. So I open the parenthesis and then close the parenthesis. So here, what am I trying to do? I say print character literals, or I'll say literal for now. Okay. So for this, what should I do? System dot out dot println. So I should say system dot out dot println. I told you what is a character. Okay. So like for example, let's say a single character called X. Okay. So here I want to add one more value written in a single quote. Here just one small addition to it, single value written inside a single quote. So which means it should only be a single letter. For example, X. Okay. For example, X. It should only be a single letter. Okay. That is called as a character. I want to first copy my class name. I want to say Java C. Let me come back. Let me come to the lower lines. Java C class name dot Java. When I do this, we don't have my program for. Give me a second. Oh, we have not even saved this file. Okay, fine. I'll say file, save as, save as. So dot Java. We have saved this. We have saved this. Previously, we were getting that we don't have my program for. Now let's see. I'll say dot Java. Now I don't have any problem. There is my program for. Now I want to run this, which is Java, my program for. And when I say enter, now we can see a value called X that got printed. And as per my definition, it should be inside a single quote. It should only be a single character. Okay, that is called as a character literal. Character literal. Okay. There is one more which I think I forgot to add. Boolean literal. What are Boolean literals? The value is either true or false. So Boolean literals have only two values. One value is true and the other value is false. Let's quickly try to write one program to understand if we are able to print those. I say copy my program for. I will say right click, new. And here I want to select my language as Java. I'll say class, my program 4. We have already seen. Now I'll say my program 5. And I'll open my parenthesis, close my parenthesis. Here I will say public static void main string array of points. By the way, I can easily copy paste all these things because I already have written. But since you are seeing these maybe for the first time or maybe recently, I want everything to directly go into your brain because you're watching me type all this, right? What I wanted to say is all this is common. If you learn it once, it will be helpful for you to write multiple other Java classes. It will be helpful to write multiple other Java classes. So this is something that you have to learn at any cost. You have to learn about the syntax of the class, about how do you write public static void main string array of args, about how you write system.out.println. I'll say system dot out dot println. So here I want to print what I want to print as part of this one, by the way. So it is Boolean literals. Boolean literals. So I'll say maybe I'll print true. This is one Boolean literal, and there is one more Boolean literal, which is false. Okay, so let me quickly try to save this program first. Let me say my program 5. I copied the class name. I'll say file, save as, and when I go to save as, I will just say .java. This is my program file, and here I'm saying here screen. I'll say Java C, my program 5.java. When I do this, there's no compilation error or there's nothing. Okay, which means it got compiled. I'll say Java, my program 5. When I say enter, it is coming as true and it is coming as false. There is a true and there is a false. So these are nothing but the Boolean literals. These are nothing but Boolean literals. Boolean literals. Okay, so we are very good till now. We are able to learn about the various kind of literals. Okay, we are done with the first half, or you can say 75% of our class for today. And the next one that we'll be learning about is printing the combination of literals. Printing the combination of literals, arithmetic expression, Boolean expression, arithmetic expression plus string. Okay, arithmetic expressions plus string plus string. These are also very, very simple things. These are also very, very simple things. I want to just write them here. I can say plus, minus, multiplication or star, division or forward slash, and percentile. Or I can say this is division. This is used to get the reminder. This one is used to get the reminder. By the way, this arithmetic expressions, what are the different types of arithmetic expressions? What you'll be doing as part of this? There is a separate dedicated session for all these things. You do not get like if you do not understand what these properly are, no problem. You will be learning about all these in depth in the upcoming classes also. But let's try to print some arithmetic expressions as part of our program. So what I will do is I will create a new program. I'll say my program 6. I'll say copy, file, new. I'll say language is Java. I will say Java, my program 6. Okay. So I'm opening the curly brace, closing the. Oh, sorry, it is class, my program 6. So here is the public static void main. Now it is string array arguments. Okay. So opening a curly brace, closing a curly brace. So what I want to do as part of this, I want to print arithmetic expressions. Okay, and to print arithmetic expressions. So for that, out dot ln, print ln. So I want to print some arithmetic expressions, right? Maybe I will say 100 plus 200. Okay, 100 plus 200. This is one arithmetic expression. Now, maybe I will say 500 by 10. Okay, 500 by 10. One more I want to check is 75 minus I'm just adding two integer literals here, by the way, and I'm dividing two integer literals here, by the way, and I am subtracting two integer literals. So that is why I call it as combination. I call it as combination. Okay, so I copied my class name. I'll say file, save as. So here I will say .java. So when I do this, I have my program 6. I'll clear my screen. Java C, my program.java. Now I want to print, now I want to run Java and then the class name. So here it is 350, 50, 350, 50. So what is that? 300, 100 plus 200 is 300. 50 divided by 10, two zeros cancel. So we'll have 50, 75 minus 25, we'll be getting 50. Okay, so we'll be getting 50. So in this way, we can have multiple arithmetic expressions. Let's try to understand what is a Boolean expression. What is a Boolean expression? So what is a Boolean expression? What is a Boolean expression? Boolean expression is it's something expression evaluating to true or false. Expression that is evaluating to true or false. So here I want to write one Java class to prove you. I'll call it as my program 7. Okay, so I'll say control N. Now I'll take language and say Java class my program 7. So here I'm opening the curly brace, closing the curly brace. Again, the same old story. I'll say public static void main string array arguments. I'm opening the curly brace and then closing the curly brace, right? So here, what I'm trying to do is system, or I want to write the comment. What is the comment? What is the comment? Print Boolean expression. So I want to say system out dot print ln. I want to say 5 is equal to 5. Okay. So is 5 equal to 5? That is true because both are 5s. Now I want to print one more Boolean expression. What is that? 5 is equal to 45. Okay. So is 5 equal to 5? That is true. Okay. Is 5 equal to 45? That should be false. That should be false. Let's try to see if this happens, if it is happening like this or not. So I'm copying my program 7. So here I will say file, save as, I'll say my program 7.java. So when I do this, that's fine. I want to clear. So I'll say Java C, my program 7.java. When I do this, I'm able to compile. Now let me run this Java, my program 7. So there you go. First is true and the second is false. First is true, second is false. First is true and second is false. So we are able to print the Boolean expressions also. So with this, we came to the last point of our today's class. Just give me a second. So with this, we came to the last point of our today's class, which is arithmetic expressions plus a string. Arithmetic expressions plus a string. So this is something like this. This is something like this. I want to write a new Java class, which is my program 8. So I'll say control N. I'll say class. By the way, this should be a Java class. So I should say language Java. So now class my program 7. I'm opening the curly brace, closing the curly brace. So here I'll say public static void main. Okay. Then I'll say string array arguments. I'm opening the curly brace and I close the curly brace. Okay. So here I'm printing. So what am I printing? It is very simple arithmetic expression. Printing arithmetic expression plus string. Okay, arithmetic expression plus a string. This is what I am printing. So it is so simple. Now I want to do something like this. I want to do something like this. I want to print a result equal to 100. Okay. I want to print a result equal to 100. Print and to print a result equal to 100. So if I want to print this, for me, it's a straightforward thing, right? What is that? System dot out dot println. So I can directly copy. This becomes a string expression. So I can say this becomes a string literal. I can put both inside a what do you call a double quote, so that it becomes a string literal. But this 100 can change. Right, this 100 can change. One student can get 100 out of 100, the other can get 90, other can get 60, other can get, let's say, 50. So which means print result equal to, only till this part it is constant every time this gets printed, but this number can change. So which means using an expression we can modify it. It's something like this. I'll say I just want to copy this till here. I just want to copy this till here and to paste it here. So till here it is, till here it is, till here it is constant. Now, now I want to add a number called 100. I want to add a number called 100, a number called 100, a number called 100. So this is something which is having a string literal plus it is having a integer literal. So this is a combination. This is a combination, right? So maybe what I will do is I'll say program 7 and to copy this, I'll say file, save as. So here I'll say dot. Okay, this we call it as program 8. Program 7 is already there. I'll say it's program 8. Copy file, save as. I'll say dot Java. So now we have a new Java file. So I'll go here. I want to clear my screen. Say Java C, my program 8.java. So I don't have any problem. Let me run this Java, then my program 8. So now we can see, okay, maybe some extra space got added. Let me correct that. Extra space got added. I want both to be constant. Extra space got added. So let me do it once more. Java C, and then, so now, sorry, it should be Java. It's my program 8, right? We are able to compile it. So now we can see this print, we are printing both the things. In our first case, it is only a string literal. In our second case, it is a combination of integer literal and a string literal. So this is a combination that we are able to print. So I want to add just one last line called line number 8 to make you understand the last line that we are printing as part of our today's class. So I want to print something like this. So we say 100 plus 200. So it's something like this. Okay. So I want to students, if somebody is not speaking, please go on mute. Okay. So here I want to do something like this. Let me try to run this once more. Here on line number 8, what we are trying to do. Let's say, okay, Java C, sorry. So what is my class name? It is my program 8. I'll copy this, say dot Java. And then my program 8. And if you can see, printing result, the answer is 300. The answer is 300. So which means we are able to have some arithmetic expression, and we are able to have a string, and we are able to add a new symbol or what you call a new concatenation operation. This is plus is a overloaded operator in Java. If you do not understand what my sentence means, I'll be teaching you in depth in our upcoming classes. But here we are using this plus symbol to actually uh, have an expression or have a combination of different literals. Okay, so with this, we are able to complete our total agenda that we had for today, which is learning about the string literals, what are the various types of literals, and what are the various combinations that can exist as part of our literals. Let me yeah.